Alright guys, this is per Flint that I spent quite some time in my life. Greenhouse right there. I lived there for like 14 years. So it's one of my main neighborhoods here. Of course, I bought the house straight across the street from the house that I grew up in for 14 years. That house there, I put the roof on it when I was like 18. That blue house over there, I sided that house probably 5 years ago. Maybe, no, it's only been like 3 years. Put side on that house. Kids' friends live in the pink house there. A couple other old houses down there. Straight down at the end there is Whittier. That's where I went to middle school, well, junior high. So, and it's now closed and abandoned, but it's like Flint's best school, so I still understand why the kids are in these crappy schools when they have this beautiful school here just sitting there rotting and decaying. It's got a brand new roof on it. It just makes no sense at all. But hey, I'm not the one making decisions. House there, I sided that house also. Around, I think it was a year before I sided that house. So there's some more history. The gentleman that owned the house passed away. His wife owns it now. U of L Flint bought this house. Doing a lot of work to it. It's becoming a two unit with a classroom in it. And they're going to have this eco house. It's going to be. So I'm kind of interested in how that turns out. I always wanted to buy that house when I was a kid. It's huge. It's like a castle. But U of M and the land bank here got it, so they're doing their thing. Once again, there's Whittier. There's a gym, basketball court down there. And next to Whittier, this huge, beautiful building here was the high school, Central. That's where I went to high school. And it's also closed down. No longer active school. And still one of our better schools we have. But, of course, instead we have our kids in run-down, busted-up schools crammed together instead of having them in these big, beautiful buildings that, for whatever reason, they decide for budget reasons to shut down. So they say, at least. What can you do, right? Home right here. It was always like off again, on again house. A couple unique people lived there, did some really weird things to the home, but now the neighborhood association, which I'm the neighborhood watch president for this neighborhood, they purchased it and supposed to be fixing it up, but they got stopped by the city. So I don't know what exactly they're waiting on now. I haven't really got much involved. Here's more footage of my old beautiful school. As you can see, it's still in immaculate exterior shape. Interior probably needs a lot more work now. I'm sure people's been breaking in and doing who knows what in there. There's a Flint Public Library. This has always been a bad crime apartment right here. I guess it's cleaned up a lot. It used to be a lot of bad stuff happening there. This house here is actually me and my mom. Even when I was little, she'd walk me around, and even as far as I can remember, always wanted to buy this house. And it's always sat here just decaying, but it's all brick. It's just got the most beautiful craftsmanship to it. But now they're trying to tear it down. This house here is half stripped of all of its siding. It was a house that I was actually trying to buy. It had a fire in the bottom apartment, and before they stripped all the siding off it, other than the front porch, it just needed a little bit of work in the upstairs apartment. And I could have had upstairs going while I stripped out the downstairs apartment and fixed it. But now, all the pipes been stolen out of it. Siding's pretty much mostly stolen off it. The furnaces have been ripped out of it. Pretty much anything of value has been ripped and torn off it. And this is what you're left with in your neighborhood. This beautiful site here. Moscow is still my neighborhood. This is 2 blocks from my house. I would show you more of the neighborhood, but there's not a whole lot more. I'll probably show you a little bit. I want to show you where the local store and Pizzeria used to be next. Well, when I was a kid, me and my brother and my best friend used to come here to this place. It used to be a pizza shop called Rizzo's. And I always get pizza. And the weird thing is, there's always a one-level little store, but someone came and bought it, put a second story on it and a roof, and turned it into apartments, which is weird looking, but kind of cool. I wish they would have did a little more beautification to it, made it look a little better, but at least they're making money off it. It's not just sitting around rotting like everything else. And right next to it here, where you can see the cement kind of goes up to grass, it used to be a parking lot, and where all the grass is was a local mini mart called John's Mini Mart, and a lot of childhood memories going to get candy and stuff from there. But it's all tore down now. One of the last existing payphones, as you can see, not in the best of shape, but you know, when you get ignorance, that's how stuff looks. This is another place. This is a giant apartment house here, and it used to be yellow with siding, but someone managed, without getting caught, to take the siding off this gigantic building, leave it as another eyesore. Not only the front, they took it off all the way around this building. I mean, look at the size of this building. But yet, no one got caught. Weird. But trying to get this torn down. I always wanted to get this because it's definitely a money maker. I mean, it has a ton of units in it. Before they stripped the siding off it, all the windows used to be still intact. Now, they're mostly busted out and pretty much screwed over. And then next to it is another house that has like fresh siding on it. The upstairs apartment caught on fire, and ever since then it's just been sitting. This but slowly began completely demolished too. Now the problem with getting these houses was they both belong to the same lot, so it's hard to get one without the other. And to get both of them was kind of, I don't know, they acted weird about it. So now they're trying to get both of them tore down, which is sad because, I mean, with the colleges, we got U of M and Mott College here. These would make two great spots for college kids to live in, close to school. And I don't know. Neighborhood committee decided on it. I think they're the ones that made it hard for anyone to purchase them. And that's something that we just have to agree to disagree on. Alright guys, that was my walk, actually just around like 4 blocks of my neighborhood. That's kind of like the Central Park area. This is right next to downtown where my neighborhood is. I want to do a video on every area, different neighborhood of Flint to show you the differences, to give you a little bit of history on it. But for now, that was my neighborhood. Not all of it, but most of my memorable parts. Alright guys.